Are you bored? Then play board games. Hello and welcome, my name is David and this is Life Escape Guide. 3 weeks ago I made a video about alternatives how to get the escape room feeling at home. You find the video right there in the info card. And one of the options that came up were board game escape rooms, or more specifically, Exit the Game, from the German company Cosmos. I am aware that there are many other companies that produce board game escape rooms, but me myself, I've played the most games from Exit the Game, so we will talk about them today. They are legacy-style, one-time use board games that are supposed to be played in 1 to 2 hours and try to mimic the real-life escape room feeling. At the moment there are over 20 games in the series, and in the year 2017 they've earned the biggest German games prize, which is Game of the Year, in the category Complex Game. Even though the games originate in Germany, most of the games are available in English as well. The topics go in many different directions. May it be a medieval dungeon, or a polar station, or even the Orient Express. Me myself, I played over 8 of those games, so I know them quite well. The last one I played was called The Forgotten Island, and we're going to have a look at this one as an example. And don't worry, I will obviously keep this video spoiler free. Even though every game is different, the core game design is always the same. There are some game elements you'll always find, and those are a decoder disc, 3 piles of cards, which are riddle cards, solution cards and clue cards, strange pieces, and a storybook of some sorts. At the beginning of the game, not everything is available to the player. Normally you only get the storybook. Inside the storybook you find the first clues, riddles and hints for the first riddle cards. Every time you find the picture of an orange riddle card, you can take it from the riddle cards pile. And most riddles end up to be a code of some sorts. And that is what you need the decoder disc for. Every riddle has a symbol. And once you think you got the right code for this symbol, you try to enter it inside the decoder disc. That then leads you to a number. This number corresponds to a solution card. If that solution is wrong, you find a red X under the solution card and have to restart thinking. If that solution might be right, then you find different pictures of objects and have to choose which object you want to open with this code. If that object was also right, then you find a solution card that leads you to the next riddle cards. And so you play through the game. What makes the game most interesting is that everything can be part of the game. Everywhere you find little hints and clues, and everything could be important. Even things you don't even think about, like the rulebook or the box of the game. Also, you will have to be destructive with the game. You have to tear, cut, fold and write on everything. So at the end of the game, most of it will be destroyed and not usable anymore. But that leads to some creative riddles and solutions that you wouldn't have in a normal cards board game. Also, the game comes with a handy app which explains the rules, gives you a timer and has the soundtrack for the game. At the end of it all, you'll have had 1 or 2 hours of fun with your friends and a rating which tells you how good you have been. Those games are all priced in the area of 12 euros. And now afterwards, the remains of the game can go into the garbage bin. And don't worry, the game is all made of recyclable material. And now some of you might think, why should I pay 12 euros for a board game that I can only play once? And my answer is always, think about that. It's kind of like going to the cinema. You have fun for 1 to 2 hours with your friends. And if you had to pay cinema tickets for 4 people, that would definitely be more expensive. Also, if you would play a normal escape room for 4 people, that would be more expensive. So in my opinion, the game is priced quite fair. And every time I play one of those games, it feels very special. The moment when I open the box, I know there's no going back now. There's nothing casual about it, and that's nice. After around 8 games, it is still fun for me, but I feel like at this point I know how they think and I know the system. But definitely the first few games you play are always a great experience. So that is it. That is what I have to say about Exit the Game from the German company Cosmos. If you liked this video, then consider subscribing to my channel. And also click the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new videos. And if you want to watch another video now, you can click on one of them on my right. Then see you next week.